Time's ticking, friend. Y'all, this is a Walmart base. Walmart Evergreen base. Y'all, they are a little scraggly looking. Y'all, I lost my drink somewhere. We're safe. All right. Y'all, some of them look like they have mange. Like there's a big hole right here, but it's all right. All of them lose their flock, but that's okay. Y'all, we're just gonna use it as a base. I don't want that flock all over the mesh, so let's get rid of that. All right. So y'all, I have this leftover green mesh from another project, and I want to use it up first. So let's get some of this. All right. Y'all, let's cut this in about 15-inch strips. Y'all, and we're just gonna cut until we don't have any more left. Y'all, if you don't know, Jordan Matthew is the newest creative coach on our team. And his first live video for class is this weekend. And guessing it's gonna be tomorrow. Uh-oh. We caught our pipe cleaners. Y'all, so this is just, how many of y'all have open 21-inch mesh that's not left enough to make a whole wreath, but it's taking up space in your craft room because you don't want to throw it away? Y'all, I have like plastic bins full of it. Who else? Because you just never know when you're going to need that little scrap, right? Oh, thanks, Robin. All right. Y'all, and you can do this. Y'all, if you have 5 different rolls, they're all different colors, but they match your project, get them out. All right, look, we're going to let it naturally roll up. We're going to let it naturally just curl back up. Y'all, then we're just going to fold it in half and make like a little awareness ribbon. And we're just going to start putting some of these right around. Right into the crisscross. The flockin's making me sneeze, y'all. Y'all, and they don't roll them up tight. You want them to take up as much space as possible. If you roll them tight, they're not gonna do that. Y'all, and I'm gonna place them, so I placed one here, I'm gonna place one directly opposite. Y'all, it doesn't matter which direction your loops and tails in. We're basically just using this as cheap filler, right? All right, so I've got one on each side. Y'all, we'll just go in between them now. And I'm just gonna keep going until I run out. So we've got one here. Let's put one down here. Kaylee, you've never used it. All right, spin it again. Thanks for sharing, y'all. Y'all, I have something. Y'all ready for this? So in 2020, y'all, in 2020, when everyone has said how terrible the world is and how terrible everything is, you guys have consistently shown up and helped us do some amazing things this year. Y'all, so this is what I can tell you off the top of my head off big fundraisers, right? Y'all, we raised $50,000 this year. Not we, you guys. Y'all, our community raised $50,000 this year to feed people. And you guys have raised over $26,000 this year to buy Christmas gifts for kids. Y'all, and that's the big fundraisers. That's not even talking about all of the little events that we've done throughout the years for animal rescue and people who were sick and all those things. When I added it up earlier, y'all, we were at almost $100,000 in donations supported by, y'all, our community. So the next time someone tells you that it's just a wreath or it's just a hobby, know that, y'all, our hobby makes a difference in the world. Or when someone tells you that the wreath making community is terrible people, remember that. Remember how you guys show up and work together to make a difference. Y'all, and that's just what DecoExchange participated in, right? Think about the stuff that Andrea Brown's done, the stuff that Scott's done. Y'all, all of that isn't included in the stuff that I tracked. Y'all, I got flocked. All right, now y'all look. This is what the scrap mesh did for this base, right? Y'all, that was literally a scrap. That was the end of the roll. That was the scrap. So now I'm going to take some 10-inch with some color and cut some ruffles that can help fill this in a little bit more. Y'all. Okay, now look, y'all see how jacked up this piece is? Let me show you. See how it's all wild? Y'all, I'm not gonna fight with that. We're gonna get rid of that. We leave for DC next Saturday. All right. Y'all, now I'm just gonna cut. You guys must like my shirt. You're just staring at it. I'm just kidding. All right. Nina, just email info@damonotes.com. All right, so y'all, I'm gonna cut these into 20-inch strips until I run out. Right, so now we're just going in there to add some more scraps and get some color going. The only thing that I'm not really a fan of is missing Thanksgiving. So we're actually gonna host Thanksgiving on the Saturday that we get back. All right. Someone just said that they can't afford business coaching. The only thing that I'll say to that is, can you afford not to? If you've invested a ton of money in supplies and you can't sell your wreath, can you afford not to invest in your business to learn how to sell more stuff? All right, so all we're gonna do is take our 20-inch cuts and we're going to curl it in on each end and ruffle it up. And then we're gonna place these just randomly throughout. And we're just adding these right into the base. Y'all, and we're just adding these randomly around. How can I get this video on my iPad? Open up your Facebook app, type in DecoExchange, and watch the video. Kaylee says, oh no, you're speaking to me. I have to stop buying supplies to invest in the class. Kaylee, it's true. What size base am I using? I honestly don't know. It's the flock. Maybe it's a 16-inch or a 22-inch. Let me look. It looks like a 22-inch. It's the flocked base from Walmart. So y'all, we're just basically filling it in. We're gonna cover a lot of this with ribbon and bows, right? And the flocked base is gonna help it keep its shape. So all we're doing right now is basically making sure that it's nice and sturdy, right? Whenever we add our sign and our bows, we don't want it to be all lumpy and whoppy. Like, we got enough lumps without it being in our wreath, y'all. All right, trash. Y'all, we still have some scrap left over, and we have 4 curls left. Carolyn, that's Facebook does what it wants, friend. As far as I know, though, the ad doesn't cover the video. It pops up at the bottom of the video. Not sure where to get good mesh. Have you tried DecoExchange.com? I've heard they sell some pretty quality supplies. Y'all, I'm just looking for some twist ties that are open. All right, last one. Y'all, on this last one, I noticed that around the edge, right here, so if you look right here, there's like a flat spot. Like it's nice and rounded. And then right here, we missed one. So we're gonna add it right there. Well, Caroline, I'll tell you what, I didn't make the ad happen. There we go. Look. Nice and full. Now, our elf hit the floor. How many of the small did I cut? I didn't count. We just cut till we ran out. All right, so I'm gonna use this giant elf. Y'all, the giant elf does have one place to secure something at the top, but it doesn't have anything at the bottom. So, you can use these if you want to. They work really well, and we may use one of these on the outside. So when it's laying on the wreath, this side's gonna be on the inside. This side's gonna be on the outside. So let's just put one little mounting square. We did have the deal of the day. Deal of the day today was free gifts after certain dollar values. All right, so we put one of those. That's just a mounting square. You can get it at DecoExchange. We're gonna use the one little flap that's at the top. Y'all, and then on this side, where it's gonna be, y'all, I still did this backwards. Why'd y'all let me do it backwards? All right, so we're gonna add another mount over here. Pam, we just did it. You'll have to watch the replay. But there are plenty of evergreen bases in the coaching group. All right, now, y'all, this right here is called a metal hole punch. You get it in the jewelry section at Michael's. And it basically has a little pointed screw on one side and then an indentation on the other side. And it allows you to poke a little hole right in the edge of your metal signs. Okay. Now I can put a pipe cleaner right on that edge. To attach it into the wreath. Whenever you go to DecoExchange.com, there's a giant pop-up on the right side that says free gifts after certain values, and then you have to select the free gift that you want. All right. Y'all, now we're just gonna add this little guy right to our wreath. I'm looking for a little spot. this will work. All right, we're just gonna run that pipe cleaner right through the grapevine and wrap it around the grapevine. Y'all, evergreen, and wrap it around the frame. Virginia, no, they tell us what we're gonna make when we get there. The sign is from DecoExchange. Y'all, if you type in Pixie, P-I-X-I-E, they'll show up. If you just type in mounting square on DecoExchange, they'll show up. It's super glue, y'all. Now, so for me personally, if I put a pipe cleaner and I put it through the outside, so if you look right here, you can see where I put that pipe cleaner through the metal. I personally don't like to see that. So I'm gonna make sure the edge of my bow or a ribbon tail or something is gonna cover that corner. And that's also why I put it as far into that edge as possible. Erica, none of our suppliers have them. Y'all, the flock. All right. Y'all, I'm gonna move him off to the side so we can make our bow. Y'all, this is the worst part about that wreath base. All right. I am, of course, going to use my Easy Bow Maker. You can search Elf, you will find it. So I'm gonna use reds, greens, whites. Okay. So I don't know if I'll use all of these colors, or all of these ribbons, but I got a lot of them. I know I'm gonna use the 4-inch. And then if I use a 4-inch, I like to usually have something that matches that 4-inch somewhere else in it. So I'll probably use these. I know I want to be able to use this one for ribbon tails, so I'll probably use this one. Do you not have any open ribbon you can use? I could, but I didn't want to use it. I wanted to use the ones that I picked out. So I think I'm going to use these. Our Easy Bow makers are in stock. All right. Amanda says, why is it whenever I make my bows, it looks like the Deco mesh is eating it? It seems like it's pushed too far in or something. What should I do differently? Amanda, it sounds like you're probably putting your bow in between the twist ties and not on top of the poofs. All right, let's make our bow. All right, so this one I want about a 10 or 12-inch tail to start. All right, we're gonna make a pretty large tail, about 7 inches. Regina, I went to a Wreath event in West Virginia area, and you know what? 30 people showed up. So, didn't work out. All right. Gonna trim the other side. So we're just making a really big X. And we're gonna continue. Yeah, the person who put it on lost like $60,000. So, didn't work out. So all we're gonna keep doing is making our giant X over and over again. Now, our elf head is pretty big, so our bow needs to be just as large, right? Awesome, Robin. All right. We're going to bring in a little bit more of that red and white. Does anyone know why it's a good idea and that we push to have this ribbon in here? All right, last one. Right, so this one matches one of the other ones in the project. So I'm going to use that one to finish it off. If you spray your glitter items with something to seal it, you're going to make them a little bit dull. So I wouldn't do that, personally. To stand out, nope, not quite. Glitter to match the sign. It does match the sign, but that's not the main reason. All right, so we twisted two pipe cleaners together. Awesome, Robin. Katie got it because it's from Sam's Club and it's gonna keep our costs down. Cost effective, that's right. All right. So I'm going to use my thumb to push this down as tight as I can. Then I'm going to take my pipe cleaner on the back and pull it and give it a good twist. All right, so we've got one really big bow. We're gonna make two smaller ones. All right, on the smaller ones, y'all, it's just gonna be an 8-inch tail. Put that tail up. I'm going to start with about a 7-inch loop. Thanks, Charlotte. Another 7-inch loop. And then our 8-inch tail on this side. And now we're just going to follow the same pattern. Y'all, you could even make these smaller if you wanted to. So we're going to do our 4-inch. Then we're just going to do a single loop. So a tail, a single loop, and another tail. Then we're going to do that same thing, but the opposite direction. Kim, you can go back to the event. So this bow will be about half as thick as our first one. Y'all, someone tried to tell us that the scissors didn't cut. All right, so now we can tie this one off. Got it twisted together. I'm gonna slide this off. Give that a little twist. All right, y'all, we gotta make one more. All right, I think we have some scissors in stock. I will tell you that they are awkward because they're so big. So if you have really small hands, you may have a hard time getting them open really wide. But we tell people that. The other scissors, these, should be in stock. They're the same thing, they're just a little bit smaller. They cut just as good. They're just not as big as the other ones. My bows always look perfect. Denise, I've had a lot of practice with bows, and they did not always look pretty. Y'all, for like the first, definitely the first Christmas season, none of my wreaths even had bows because I didn't like bows. I didn't like the way they looked. I didn't like the way they turned out. And it took me a lot of practice before I was confident with my bows. Do I sell ribbon boxes? We have ribbon boxes on our website, I believe. If you just type in, this is gonna sound bad, but if you type in ass on DecoExchange.com, you should be able to see all of the assortment boxes that are available. Sometimes it says ASST, and sometimes it just has ASS. So I would just type in ass on the website. That way you don't miss it if it's there. Yeah, if you need to practice your bows, y'all, I definitely recommend, well, I kind of recommend. It's a difficult conversation. Sometimes the ribbon's really good, sometimes it's not. So let me just explain it to you the best way that I, you know what? Y'all, remind me when we finish making this wreath to pull out Sam's ribbon. Don't let me forget. I have a whole case of it right here. And we'll talk through it. Sharon said that was amazing information in the Etsy pop-up class. I know. A lot of people missed out on that golden information that we shared last night. Y'all, 2 hours of Etsy tips, tricks, and strategy for 20 bucks. For a really good cause. All right, so we got all our bows made. Let's get our wreath back. All right, so we got our wreath back. So I'm gonna add my large bow down here. So this is our really big bow. When we're looking at it, we can tell that these tails are the longer tails. So I'm gonna put those at the bottom. And remember, I said I wanted some of those tails to go this way, right? I want to cover that metal tip that has the pipe cleaner. All right, get it pulled. Okay, so you want it to be pulled where it's perky, but not sunk into your wreath, okay? So that's why we put all this Deco mesh into the frame so that when we put our bow on, it sits up nice and perky, right? Y'all, people are always like, why do you put all that mesh and then just cover it up? The same reason you put sheetrock up before you paint the wall. Same reason that you put a 2x4 before you put the sheetrock. Right? All right. Now, of course, we're not going to leave that ribbon covering his little face. We're going to move it around. So I'll just pull these two around. Right? Okay, now, one thing that I like to do is if I put a bow at the bottom, I come straight across and I put a bow at the top. Y'all, that helps me with making sure that my third bow is positioned correctly. What's up, monkey? Michelle, I posted your poinsettia project that you did for me a couple, I guess last year. I was gonna say a couple weeks ago, but it was last year. Hopefully, you got some new page likes last week from that. All right. Same thing, we're gonna pull it where it's a little bit sunk in, but doesn't look puckered up. What's the porch for? We decorate it. It's just a background. We have a house inside of our shop. All right. So y'all, now we have our bow, and we have a clear gap right in the middle that needs our third bow. Y'all, maybe it's just me, but if I do bow 1, bow 2, I always end up with this weird gap at the top because I didn't space them correctly. So putting one down here, one directly across, helps me personally with the spacing of the bow right in the center to make it look nice and full. Pearl said that she made 5 centerpieces like Kali taught in the mantle challenge and sold all of them today in a craft event. Awesome. All right, so now we're gonna fill in that gap in the middle. Where is my shop located? DecoExchange.com. Y'all, and look how it just fills in perfectly. Hey, Crystal. Crystal, your fake bake was a hit for the mantle challenge. Thank you. All right, getting that twisted off. 3 bows for 1 wreath, absolutely. Y'all, and guess what? This wreath is the exact same design that sells the most for me. Like, we've sold thousands of this exact layout in different color schemes. All right, y'all, now we're just gonna start dovetailing all of our ribbons. If you're new and you don't know me, hi, I'm Damon. I teach people how to make pretty things and sell them. We have over 16,000 sales on Etsy. And this is the wreath design that I'm basically known for. It's been our #1 seller since 2015. And we've made it about 50,000 times on Facebook Live. What's up, Carrie? Josh said this style is also his bestseller. Yep. How much would I charge for this wreath? I charged $140 for this design. So y'all, we're just digging through our bows and cutting all of our edges out. We go decorate at the White House next week. So we leave on Saturday and we report to the warehouse on the White House on Monday. All right. Now let's work on our big bow. Y'all, so this is what okay. You can make a wreath with less stuff on it, but if you want your customers to buy and buy a lot, you have to make wreaths that they can't look at and say, oh, I can do that on Pinterest. If you make a very basic wreath because you're scared to invest money in it or list it for a good price, your customers are just gonna go do it from Pinterest, y'all. That's also why when I sold at craft shows, I never brought Hobby Lobby or Michael's ribbon on any of my wreaths unless it was like this to fill in, right? Because if they looked at it and they recognized something from a local store, it would make them think that they can make it locally. So if you use all stuff that they can't get anywhere else, then they're more inclined to purchase the wreath. All right, y'all, let's get some ribbon tails around the outside. So for that, this is why I wanted to bring in the red and white, right? Because this is Sam's Club ribbon. It is less expensive, and now we're gonna use it as filler to fill in all the way around the base. Right? It would have looked a little weird if I would have put all red and white tails around the bottom and not have brought some of that red and white into the bow. Listen, how many times have y'all seen something and been like, You know what? I saw that at the Dollar Tree. Let me go grab it and remake it. Or, hey, you know what? I saw that sign at Walmart. Now I know where to get the supplies and I can go remake it. Y'all, if you're a customer, okay. Hang on. Y'all, what if your customer was using the blues and reds, which is super popular this year, and you had projects with this ribbon in it? They're not going to find this ribbon anywhere else, right? It's not like they're going to see this and be like, oh, you know what? I saw that ribbon at Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to go run to Hobby Lobby and grab it. So you just have to make sure that you use stuff that makes them want to just buy it from you. All right, so we're gonna start with about a 7-inch tail. We're gonna give it a good little pinch. And we're just gonna start finding places on the outside where we can twist it right in. So we just wanna use the twist ties that are still there. Now, y'all, I'm not telling you you can't use any of their supplies in your product, but mix it in together. That way, they can't tell what's what, right? All right, y'all, I'm just gonna make a little bump. Spread out our little bump and then cut out our tails on this side. Y'all, if you don't know who Crystal is, did y'all hear that cat? What the heck? Crystal, if you're still here, will you post your page link? Y'all, if you, okay, y'all know I don't do dollar store or Dollar Tree projects, right? They're just not my thing. I'm not a DIY person. But if you go check out Crystal's page, which is Glitz and Glue, GLITTZ, you will see how she takes things from the dollar store or Dollar Tree and she completely changes the look of the item so that people don't know where it comes from, right? That's one way you can do it. All right, so look, we have our two tails and we have a little bump in the middle. So we're gonna make that little pattern a few times around the outside. Y'all, whenever I did the mantle challenge, if any of you guys watched that, and I had to glue, like literally put glue in a straight line, it confirmed with everyone there that DIY was not. Crystal, can you write out your page name? Because every time I tell people about your page, they go to the wrong one. All right, so y'all, we're just working our way around. Why do we cover all the mesh? Someone want to answer that for us? All right. Y'all, now some of those ribbon tails may have to be trimmed down a little bit. See how that one's sticking out a little bit further than we need? Y'all, all we have to do is come in and just clean it up a little bit. Trim them down. Y'all, all we're wanting to do is carry that color from this side around onto this side. Look, let me zoom out. All right, y'all, we do need to get some over here because we can't sell it half finished. So I'm just gonna continue. So just like that, we're gonna continue around the backside. See how our bows stay nice and perky? That's what the mesh does for us, y'all. This, Crystal, this one's actually kind of small. All right, we probably have to do 3 more little sets of tails right here. Y'all, if you're new here, we like to incorporate a little bit of humor in our lessons because it makes you remember things. How many of y'all learn better with like little rhymes stuff like that. It's the same concept that if you're going to make your base and you see something and something makes you laugh, you'll most likely remember it. All right, we're gonna add one more tail right here. How many of y'all have kids or grandkids and you taught your kids how to brush their teeth, how to tie their shoes, how to even go to the bathroom sometimes to a little song or a little funny nursery rhyme? Because if they enjoy it and if it makes them happy, they remember it, right? All right. Evidently, the tail police weren't watching tonight because we missed a tail. Y'all, there we go. Y'all, that's it. We made a nice, fun little elf wreath. And we're done. So I am going to get this list. Oh, I almost forgot. Y'all, we're supposed to look at Sam's Club ribbon. Hang on. All right, so if you're not aware, you can get Sam's ribbon online. The problem with getting it online is that you don't get to pick it out. You get to pick out a set, right? So Sam's Club says this is a matching set. The problem with the matching sets is not everything in the set is created equally. Right? So I much rather go into the store and pick out my Sam's Club ribbon versus buying it online, because online you can only get it in the set, okay? So let's look at some of it. Y'all, I already have this one open. Let me grab one that's open. Okay. If you go to Sam's Club and they have the peppermint, buy all of them. This is really good ribbon, and you can use it for patriotic, you can use it for Valentine's Day, you can use it for Christmas. You can use this multiple times. Y'all, and it's $8. Okay? So this one I like. I get tons of this ribbon. It's really good if you just need to practice. It holds its shape pretty well. I mean, it's a $7 roll of ribbon. It's gonna have some issues, right? But overall, this one I really like. Y'all, and whenever you go into Sam's Club, at the end of every row, there are little ribbon tails so that you can look, touch, and feel all of the ribbon to make sure it's a good quality. You want to make sure that it's going to hold its shape. Is that 25 feet? No, it's 50 yards. Y'all, it's $8 for 50 yards. It's a good deal. Okay, now look. Sometimes they have this one. It's also one that you want to get. Now, whenever we're comparing the two, y'all, it's not a canvas ribbon. It's gonna roll across the warehouse now. So it's a little bit better than, it's like polyester almost, right? It's a little bit thicker than silk ribbon, but it's nothing like canvas ribbon, okay? So we'll just let that one fall. I personally don't like this ribbon. I feel like the words are too big for me personally. So if you're gonna put this in a bow, number one, it does that. So on this one, y'all, the white trim is too thick for the quality of the ribbon in the middle. Okay, so watch. Whenever I try to make my bow and I fold it, oh, that time I didn't do it. Normally it crunches in the center. There, look. It's like, not today, friend. Okay, so this one, I'm personally not a fan. Not a fan. So if we wanted to get the whole words, Merry Christmas, look how big of a piece that would have to be. Look, Regina knew what I was talking about. Carrie knew. Listen. Okay? So, personally for me, this one I don't appreciate. Now, this one, I don't mind because I don't mind this one, although it's got the same problem as the Merry Christmas ribbon. But because it's 1.5 inch, it holds its shape better, okay? So it's got the thick wire on the outside. The middle is a little thin, but it doesn't fold in half because it's only 1.5 inch. How do I get it online? Go to samsclub.com and type in Christmas ribbon. If it's still in stock online, you can get it there. If not, you can't. Catch an attitude again, friend. Right? So I like this one. Okay, just being honest, what I don't like about it is all of the ribbon looks a little sad. The little deers look sad. Look at them. The little eyes, they just look sad. Like, could we give him a smiley face? So, if I was practicing making bows, I would totally use this to practice making bows. This is the same one that we just looked at. Now, y'all, let me go back to earlier. Someone said they need to practice making bows. So that's why I came back to this conversation to say, if you need to practice making bows, you can get really good quality Sam's Club ribbon. To practice making bows with. Right? Y'all, this one, I mean, some of your guests might need it, but I personally wouldn't put a bunch of hose on my front door. I just wouldn't. Right? This one will hold its shape so you can practice making your bows. Like, it's just something about it, y'all, it just doesn't work for me. But if I was gonna practice making bows, y'all, and we'll make a Sam's Club bow so you guys can see that the quality is good enough to practice with. And it's good enough for what we call filler ribbon. Right? Like using it for that wreath that we just did, the red and white peppermint. Worked really good for filler. All right, y'all, this one, I really like this one. I would use this one in any project. It holds its shape really well. It's really nice. And it comes out to like less than a penny per foot of ribbon. Right? So this one, I would buy this one and use it in any project that I was doing. As a matter of fact, I probably have something similar to this in a more expensive ribbon. Just because I said that, y'all, I don't see any out here. I lied. I don't have it. Just kidding. But this is a popular pattern. And I would use this particular one for any project. y'all, I really like the pattern on this one. But I don't know if I'm gonna like the quality of it. All right, so yeah, this one is another one of those that the inside is too flimsy for the outside wire. So whenever you start to fold it, it kind of starts to crinkle. I will tell you that if you practice making bows with this, it's gonna make you, this one isn't as bad as the other one. This one might be okay. If you try to practice with this one, as you're making your bow and it's constantly doing this, it's gonna make you real aggravated. So if you do this, don't practice with it. Don't practice with it. It's gonna mess up your flow. I use that on my Nightmare Before Christmas wreath. Elise, that's good, except that's against the law, friend. So I wouldn't do that. But you do you, friend. All right, so y'all, I'll show you that this ribbon will make a bow. So just pinch it. And if you do use it, make sure you put it towards the back, because the bigger the loop, the less chance that it will curl up like that. So watch what happens when we try to use this one. Number one, the words are all chopped up. But look, as I'm trying to make my loops, it's constantly gonna fight me and do other things, which is gonna make, if you're just starting, it's gonna make your bow trouble. It's gonna make it harder for you to learn, that's all. You can absolutely use it if you want to. If you know, you know. Right? But look, you can totally use these to practice your bow making with. Y'all, you can even make the whole wreath with it if you want. I got this ribbon from the website, but most of the time I just go into the store and get it. Y'all, also, this doesn't match. I'm literally just using the different ribbons in the box to show you guys that you can practice with Sam's Club ribbon and Sad Deer. Someone needs to tell Sam's Club that the Sad Deer gotta go. Y'all, look how sad. That looks like the deer that failed class and he's heading down to the kitchen. Okay? All right. Where did I get the bow maker? From DecoExchange.com. Y'all, but look, the ribbons still made a really pretty bow. Right? So, if your bows don't look like this, and you want them to, you can spend, I think, don't quote me, but I think it's $49, and you get 6 rolls of 50-yard ribbon that you can practice with. Right? So $50 is not a bad investment to practice your bows, right? Especially whenever you think about, you could probably make 20 bows with that box of ribbon, easy. All right, y'all. So here's the wreath that we made tonight. Here's the Sam's Club bow that we made. You guys, all right. So see how the words are all jacked up? That's why I don't like to put words in my bows. Because we got O's and hoes, and we got sad deers, and we got myrrh, and we got mass over here. Right? So I can't.